Guys, welcome back to the Grapple Media YouTube channel. I'm here today with Kela Loksodi, Janice, and we're going to be talking about Jiu-Jitsu's worst traditions. Okay, we're going to be going through a bunch of the tier lists that we're going to bring up in a second. We'll be discussing which is the worst, which is the best. Make sure if you like this video, you leave a like and subscribe. Kela, do you want to take us away and bring up this tier list?
Yeah, just before we do, we just had a quick chat about this before the podcast. We're talking about how do we rank a tier list when we're looking at the worst traditions of all time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the biggest loser in a way.
Yeah.
So an S tier tradition will be the worst tradition of all time. And a D tier, for example, will be like an acceptable tradition, still shit, but could put up with in a gym.
Exactly. All right, let's go into the tier list.
Okay. So let's just start with the clap.
The clap. I honestly like the clap. I like the clap. Honestly, I think it's like a little bit of unison. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, is it a little bit dumb? And I honestly have never thought about it too deeply, but I think it just makes sure that everyone was listening. You know what I mean? Because you get everyone to join in for one singular movement. Do you know what I mean?
See, I feel like a traitor to the clap cause because I do the clap.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I do it is because I'm a coward.
Yeah.
And everybody's been doing the clap in the gym. Actually, we had Ari Tabak come and start teaching in the gym. He brought in the clap. And I'm just a sheep. And I followed along. And since then, I haven't been able to shake it.
Yeah.
Janice, on the other hand, has stayed strong.
I hate it.
I've never actually seen her clap in my life.
I wouldn't clap. I wouldn't even applaud.
Dude, I feel like the clap.
I'm so opposed to clapping.
I will always do the clap.
Freddie, how long have you been doing the clap for, though?
Every single
since
class
you started jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, since I started.
See, the
jiu-jitsu.
thing is, like, we never used to do the clap at this gym. So it wasn't even something that was always around.
But then what do? You just...
Why do you have to do anything? I don't understand.
You just walk away.
So like in any other sport or in any other field of life, do you have to do a clap or say a word in unison before you start?
We do. In basketball, we would put our hands in and we'd be like, 1, 2, 3, heart, or something like that. I want to,
I know
team on 3, 1, 2, 3, team.
I know certain gyms that do that as well, but the
know?
clap isn't even a chant that sort of...
Doesn't make sense, man.
That represents the gym or is an expression of energy or even motivation. It's just, what is the point of it?
I don't mind it.
Like, I feel like this is a very unpopular opinion because everyone does the clap, so clearly everyone follows along with it.
It's honestly not even like something I would have put on the tier list because I think
of course you wouldn't.
But
I'm frustrated by it.
Maybe
we merely adopted the clap. He was shaped by it, molded by it.
Freddie was...
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's my basketball past that like I'm so used to like putting the hands in.
I guess I'm just not a person that
where do we
want
to put this?
Look, I think, to be honest with you...
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I hate it.
Okay.
I do it, so I can't put it like anywhere near the top of the ranking.
No.
We can move these around a little bit.
I want to say C tier.
Okay. Yep. Let's go for C tier.
C tier, Janice?
C tier.
What's your honest opinion of where you should put it?
I feel like, I'm a fence sitter. Put it somewhere in the middle of the bottom.
All right, let's say C.
Well, I know that we said we're going to do this in chronological order, but I just want to throw this out there. Let's move on to something else. It's a tradition. Sometimes we say it instead of the clap, which is the us.
Yes.
I personally despise this.
Does anyone non-Brazilian even do this anymore?
They do. And maybe I can give a little bit of a background.
I was going to ask if you could actually give some background on the us because I didn't even know about the history or why the tradition took place.
It does exist. I have heard it.
So this is my understanding of it and knowing from when I did judo in Japan. So when you want to ask somebody something, there's like 3 ways to say please. If you're asking for something, when you say please in Japanese, you say onegaishimasu. So if you want to fight somebody, you say onegaishimasu.
Like you want to roll. Is that the sort of...
Yeah, like, can I please fight you? Onegaishimasu.
Yeah.
And then they would shorten it. So let's say you're about to fight somebody. Instead of having to say onegaishimasu, you just be like os or us. And that's where it comes from. And so when somebody finishes an email with us...
Oh, nah.
It means please.
Nah, that's...
Or when somebody's like, all right, let's go, us.
It doesn't make sense.
They're saying please.
Doesn't make sense.
And we've like taken this word, butchered it.
Yeah, they have butchered
it. And every
it. Wow.
time I see somebody say it and use it in the wrong terminology, it kills me.
I do think it's one that you don't see as often maybe as some of the others on the list.
Yeah.
But it is a fucking annoying one when it comes up.
Yeah.
For that reason, I think I want to say like C as well. Maybe C. It's a bit more
I've got
annoying.
to give it a B. I would rate that as a B tier.
Yeah, because it's so annoying. You don't see it much, but when it comes
Honestly,
up, it's
for
annoying.
me, this one is like I don't care that much about it
All right.
because
I'll say B as well then. I'll
it's
say
more
B.
like
The clap annoys you more than us.
the clap annoys me more than us. I hardly ever hear anyone say us.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's put it in
These
B
days.
tier. Let's put it in B tier.
I have to go chronologically here. Next thing that we'll talk about is no cross training.
Yeah.
So let's talk about cross training and the concept of not cross training. We actually recently have had an issue that I think is one reason why I could see an advantage of not cross training.
I think I know what you're going to say. I kind of agree.
Yeah. Which is staff. I've always like I've literally said to our members that you're not doing jiu-jitsu properly unless you're cross training.
Yeah.
In a way, because if you're getting all of your information from one source, number one, you can fall prey to it being a cult, a gym being a cult. Coaches become deities. They're not deities. They're just people.
Yeah.
So I always like try and promote that. Almost everybody in our gym cross trains in some capacity.
Yeah.
And that has recently gone through the roof, how often people are cross-training. The amount of jiu-jitsu available in Sydney, especially no-gi, and the quality of it has gone through the roof. And in parallel, the amount of people getting staff in the gym has gone through the roof. But in spite of that...
You said that everyone should be cross-training.
Yeah. And
so why is that?
Number one, you're in a cult. If you're not allowed to train somewhere else, you're in a cult. Like, that's literally how a cult works.
Yeah.
And you get excommunicated if you do train somewhere else.
Yeah.
To me, it's actually, despite the, I guess, added risk of staff, this is S tier for staff. All right.
Yeah.
It is one of the worst traditions, I think, in my opinion, that the gym can have.
100%. And it's also, I feel like it's an insecurity on the coach because he's insecure about his level of whatever you want to say, technique coaching, that he doesn't feel comfortable his students going to another gym, training in another gym and seeing another gym's technique or level of a room, you know? Because I think it's undeniable, like as me coming from a Gracie where we weren't allowed to cross train and coming to a gym like here or like say Sydney Wrestling where I've trained at before, it's like there's a clear gap in skill, technique, understanding, and just overall passion and effort that's put into the room. You know what I mean? And are we going to say S tier for this one? Are we going to say S tier?
Yeah,
You've
I think
already,
so.
You've already
preemptively put it in
That's how
S tier. I
passionate.
think I'm so passionate. I'm almost positive that that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, it is.
Let's go. We're going to go to belt stereotypes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about belt stereotypes.
So belt stereotypes. Well, honestly, this one isn't. I don't really have any justification.
Well,
I
what
just
are
think it's
belt
lame.
stereotypes? Can we go
like
through each
the whole
of them?
joke? Like I just think it's lame and unfunny. Like the ones people go white belts, spazzy white belts, and then blue belts. Blue belts quit. I don't even think that this is stereotype limited to blue belts. It's strongly. I feel like it's strongly leans towards black belts more than blue.
Black belts don't.
Blue
train
belts are the most
properly.
enthusiac.
Yeah.
Purple
fat. I have been
belts
putting on weight
miss
to be a black belt.
warm-ups, which leads to another stupid tradition, which
Miss
is jiu-jitsu warm-ups.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't even feel that strongly on this one. I feel like it's stupid. I feel like the only people that buy into it are kind of like maybe the beginners in jiu-jitsu that really hold belts
No, I
high.
feel like this is a thing. Like people think, like,
I would honestly genuinely.
purple belts skip warm-ups. It's the funniest.
Yeah. I would genuinely rank this B tier along with us because
Yeah.
in some way.
Really?
Yeah, because it involves profiling people like in some kind of way. The truth is, I guarantee you that there's blue belts at our gym that could tap out most
100,
black
yeah,
belts.
110%.
Do you know what I mean?
110%.
Like, and the whole belt stereotype doesn't make sense
It's
to me.
bullshit.
It's
Yeah.
bullshit.
It's bullshit.
The thing is, the belt is almost a silly tradition in itself. Like part of it, I think.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just, yeah.
So I think the whole thing ties in. Like overall, I think
Yeah.
it's
I mean, the
just
belt
stupid.
is actually what I think makes jiu-jitsu so accessible to people because anybody
Exactly.
can compete at any level.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing that has made it grow so big.
Yeah.
But I do understand the concept of the belt being stupid. Obviously,
honestly,
coming
yeah, it's not something I think. Yeah, like
I think the
it has
belts are
some
good,
cons and some pros. I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the belts are good though.
Maybe we
but
should follow the judo system in Japan. They've got a white belt and a black belt. That's it.
That's it. That is hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
That
so
is-
let's rank this. What are we agreeing?
I
with?
want to say C.
Yep. What are you going with? We'll just take the average.
What are you saying?
I'll tell you last.
Damn it. I need to be influenced. I'm going to say B.
I'm also going to say
All
B,
right,
so
put it in B.
yes.
Fuck. Oh, this next one's interesting. Whipping.
Honestly, this one, I actually like it. Merely
What?
because I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I always just thought it was a fun thing to do. Like, but once again, it's a tradition, so
Dude.
it's like unnecessary.
I
If it wasn't there, it wouldn't hurt.
It's so unnecessary. It inflicts pain for no reason.
I think I'm just a masochist because
There's
I'd be
people
annoyed
getting
if
hit
people
in the
didn't.
back of the head. Like, it's fucking terrible.
Now, the
I
other
think
thing
it's
as well is
terrible.
that it gives people a platform, right?
Yeah.
If they want to get somebody or hurt somebody. Like, I've
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
some things, like,
Yeah.
if I ever have to do, like, that whipping thing, which I hate doing,
Yeah.
I will literally,
Have
like,
you done it?
to somebody else.
Have you just done it? Have you done it and done it to someone else?
I've been in, like, a gym where someone's been graded with the whipping thing.
I've never seen it. I've never
Oh,
done
okay.
it.
Really? Oh,
Really?
we still
Never.
do it all the time
yeah,
at my old gym.
yeah,
Well,
all
I,
the time.
I only come from like.
And I literally would give, like, the most pathetic, I would be like, my whip would just be like, I would, like, not even allow my belt to, like, I would feel so bad doing it. It was like
Dude.
I was brushing them.
If we did it, let's say you did it to me.
I would brush it. There's no way I'd do
You'd
it.
break me. Come on. You
There's no
fucking
way.
hit me as hard as
There's
you
I
absolutely no
would
way I
whip
would.
you
Alright.
so light.
Yeah.
There's no way that I would whip you hard because
Okay.
it's just ridiculous. The situation's ridiculous,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. I don't know why I like this one.
Yeah.
I think I just like being hit. What's so funny about that?
I'm gonna say this is fucking terrible. It's consented assault.
Yeah, I agree with Freddie.
What
That's
the
true,
fuck?
but that's probably why I like it.
All right. Well, let's say A. Can we say A?
Well, unless we do a vote.
Yeah.
You're gonna go with A.
I want to say fucking S, but
You can say whatever
S.
you want. Say whatever you want.
I'm gonna say S. It's consented
all right.
assault.
I'm gonna go with A.
I mean, my reasoning is just I think it's fun, so
Yeah, so you
it's
can
not
choose
a
whatever you
real
want, and we're
reason.
gonna take the
so
average of all
I'll
three.
probably say it's C.
All right. So then it's A. We'll put it in A.
A2. Next one we've got on the list is learning gi before no gi.
Yeah.
This one just makes no sense to me.
Why?
Like both. Because to me, just say you are a new person who has never done this sport. It makes more sense that you do no gi first because the gi needs special equipment, right? So like the way I see it is no gi and gi have the same concepts. So base, gripping, apart from gripping the gi, the same kind of techniques and fundamentals. So you would learn the one that requires less specialized equipment before you go on to learn the one that does require specialized equipment.
Can I give a perspective, I guess, as a gym owner, and like sort of what my perspective is on this, and anecdotally what I've realized, and maybe we don't realize this because we do jiu-jitsu every day, and are kind of okay with somebody's sweat dripping in our eye, like, and the grossness of no-gi. I know for a fact that it is like if you've never done jiu-jitsu before, you have like some people that I speak to who pretty much like may have not even like made human contact with somebody. They might be single, haven't like seen their parents in a while. Literally, they haven't hugged
So all
somebody
jiu-jitsu
in like
people.
yeah, basically. Yeah. That's why we do this sport. But you come in, you're not used to physical contact or a physical contact sport. That's quite daunting. And the gi literally is a barrier between you and your partner. And so I can see like from the perspective of, okay, well, if you're a business owner and you want to get people into the sport and you're selling it from that perspective, you're like, we'll start in the gi and we'll use graded exposure, like get you used to the feeling of grappling and then do no gi from that perspective.
Yeah.
And maybe you do get more people doing no gi, like a net gain.
As someone, like, I started at a Gracie and I was heavily told that I was told basically like, oh, if I don't do the gi, I'm not gonna ever get my blue belt. I'm not ever gonna get graded, and like I would have to do that. So I feel like as someone that's I love no gi. I purely do no gi. However, I do think that there are benefits to doing the gi, in the sense that there are a lot of things I feel like the gi guys especially they do better than the no-gi guys based on the fact that they have to deal with grips, they have to build that skill more. Things like guard retention, I feel like they have way better guard retention than the no-gi guys.
But this isn't really like arguing which one is better or worse.
Not better or worse. I think you should do both, but I'm saying
which one to do before.
That's why I'm saying that it's a completely different thing and they both build different skills, and I think it's ridiculous to say that you have to do one or the other first. I think they both build their own inherent skills. But I do think it is harder to go from no gi to gi rather than from gi to no gi. That's what I
I
will
feel
say.
like it's the other way around for sure.
Nah, I don't think
No,
so
I
at
absolutely-
all.
No, trust me, man.
I don't
It's
think
so
so
much
at all.
To go from no gi to gi is harder.
It's harder than to go from gi to no gi. 110%. Look at
No.
Half, for example.
What do you mean?
Like Half's gone from gi to no gi. I don't feel like the transition's that hard for him.
Oh no, I agree. 100% agree. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like a no gi guy versus a gi guy who's only done no gi gets
Oh,
pumped in the gi.
He gets pumped in the gi. He
Yeah.
doesn't can't even fucking move. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way
Facts.
way worse.
Yeah.
Way worse. The leg locks are one
Yeah.
thing, sure, but it's like
Yeah.
you're not even gonna get there with the gi grips.
I can say that as well because there's people that I like having a gi background first, and there's people that I
Yeah.
find so challenging in the gym.
Look at Finn.
Yeah, or even like let's say Hayden. Like,
yeah.
I have a round with Hayden no gi. It's like absolute death. We switched to the gi, and it just
Completely changes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
just
yeah.
changes things. Yeah.
And even like if you look at the guys that like focus more on the gi, but they still come to no gi every now and again, they're fucking really tough in the no gi. Like look at Nico, look at Finn, look at Half. Like these guys are purely gi guys. Look at like, and there's a bunch of guys locally on the scene. It's like, but when they come in no gi, they still have that pedigree.
The issue that I see, right, is that sure, there's like leg locks and there are submissions and certain grips you have to deal with when you switch from gi to no gi. The problem with switching from no gi to gi is that if you've never done the gi, for example, Muhammad, like I literally just did like a lasso and spider guard,
Yeah.
and there was
You don't even know how to clear it.
he just got pissed off and just pulled his gi top off straight away, like after like 30 seconds. And
Nah, it's very hard.
Like
To be
this-
honest, I
yeah.
think that's the only time I've heard of that happening though.
yeah. It's very very hard.
All
But
right,
yeah,
well,
we'll go on.
let's rank this.
Learn. Fuck. I want to say in terms of it being dumb. Let's say B tier.
This is where, like, I'm not arguing that it's hard or easy. Like, just at this beginner level.
Actually,
what I'm
I want to say A. It's dumb. It's dumb. If you want to do no gi, do no gi. If you want to do gi, do.
Okay, so you're
That's
gonna
what
say A.
I think.
I'm gonna
it's
say
like
A.
it's got
Well,
no
I would
relevance.
have said B, but because you guys are saying A, let's go A.
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah.
A. We'll move it to A.
All right, and next on that list is something that I've never seen you do, Frederick Daniels,
I used to do it, unfortunately.
but I've never seen you do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Bowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I refuse to bow.
to no man.
Yeah, I feel like bowing is so stupid. To me, it makes no sense that we put literally like a cult, literally like a religion, we put up a photo or a fucking symbol that we bow to of this man that's, that's whatever is begun the organization that we train under. It's like, that's the most. Can you imagine if we like all the Microsoft workers had to bow? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they do in Japan.
Is bowing a Brazilian tradition or is it just Japanese?
So that's the thing. That's what I was just about to say, right?
Because if it's a Japanese tradition,
Yeah.
which is also a tradition, which it's probably stupid, but like I can understand. But if it's not part of Brazilian culture to bow,
it's
I don't
not.
understand why we have to bow to the Brazilians on the wall.
Well, what I think is this, right? Is that this is my opinion. Bowing there's nothing wrong with it, but you cannot call whatever you're teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It would just have to be Jiu-Jitsu. And if you're doing Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, then whatever, that makes sense. You're adopting some of those traditions and you've like adopted that. Like I think my background's judo. In judo, like you can be disqualified from a match for not bowing. Like it's that important, and it is a sign of like respect in judo. But it's sort of like built into it. You bow in and bow off on the mats, and that's been there. The fact that it's a self-imposed tradition, that there's no organization that says that you have to bow, and yeah, like it just has very little relevance for sports jiu-jitsu.
Where do we want to rank this one?
Man, like
it's pretty dumb. Let's say
it's dumb, but at the same time, like I can see that. I don't know.
I'm gonna say
It's
B.
just another way to make people do something random without question.
We're talking about forced bowing, right? Not a tradition of just bowing.
Yeah, like bow. You
wanna
have to
do it,
bow
like
on the
you
mats.
have to bow. Is that
you
what
have to
we're
bow
talking
after class.
Is it forced bowing or like
what do you mean forced bowing?
like as in
Like your coach.
Janice? If you don't bow on and off the mats, you get 3 strikes. Or you're kicked out of the gym.
Oh yeah.
That's bad.
That's what we're
bad.
talking about, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that's
Or we're
bad.
talking about if Janice decides to bow, she's just gay and
I
lame.
mean, people sometimes bow to me. I have no problems with people bowing to me.
Gyms enforce it. I'm talking about a gym that's
If a gym's
enforces
enforcing it, to
It's-
me, it's like B.
It's B to A.
B to A.
Let's go B.
Yeah.
All right, B tier it is. Sweet. Okay. Next thing is gym merch.
Gym merch. I think this is fucking stupid. One, because you're already taking so much. You're taking so much money from your members just paying a membership, especially in this fucking economy, and you're then telling them that you have to wear their rash guards, their gears. By the way, can't get them from anywhere else. Have to get them from our gym, for the low price of $150 fucking dollars. And then you're also saying that you have to wear this merch when we go to competitions, these sorts of things. It's like, it's so ridiculous to me. It's expensive. You're already paying, like my old gym, they had a joining fee of $250. Plus
And you paid it.
Oh,
Dude, we should do that.
I worked there. Yeah, we should do that. I'll tell you about that. Anyway, so they did that. Plus, then let's say you have a guy. It preys on the people that are actually passionate and consistent with the sport. Because let's say you have a guy that does the gi, and he wants to do 2 sessions a day, 5 days a week. He's fucked. Because he's got to buy at least 4 gis. It takes forever to wash and dry those fucking things. He's completely
So the
fucked.
thing is, my perspective is, you shouldn't make it mandatory. But if people love the gym, they'll want to buy the stuff
No,
voluntarily.
it being mandatory is the issue.
Yeah, mandatory is bad. But what I'm saying is, people love this. The gyms that make it mandatory are still extremely popular. I don't get it. People still want to do that. Like, I'm not saying this is good. I'm saying
You know what
this
my
is shit,
perspective
but I find it
was
very
on this from the
strange.
start, like when I started the gym. If you are confident enough in your brand, confident enough in your gym, and you can make it cool enough, people want to wear your shit. And this is like a model that breeds success. We know this. It's like if you don't have to force people to wear your gear and people just want to wear it, it's a good metric for you're running a good business. Let's rank this. We'll just go through
It's dumb.
left to right. What
Fuck.
are you going to give it, Freddie?
Oh my god, gym merch, it's bad. I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Fuck. I'm gonna go S tier.
Me too.
You're
I was
taking
like
money.
that. Yeah.
You're taking money.
I was
from
literally
people.
just straight away like, this is S tier, like from the
Yeah.
get go, you know?
Yeah. You made a
Yeah.
good point about if your merch is good enough, people will just buy it. And it's
Yeah.
like, just make good enough merch, they'll still support it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. This we'll stay on the screen because this ties into this.
It's exactly.
We've got must wear
T-shirts.
t-shirts at a comp.
I've actually gotten in trouble for this prior. I
What do you
wore.
mean? Like, you must wear your gym t-shirt?
Yeah, so
Oh.
I went to a comp wearing just a normal white shirt and jeans, and my coach got mad at me that I wasn't wearing a Gracie Humaita shirt, which is fucking ridiculous to me. I was actually confused for a second. I was like, is this what the issue's about? Like, is this real, or is there like a deeper underlying issue? Like, have I done something?
Did you just have a white shirt and jeans, or did you have like your dangly earring and like?
No, I didn't
your
have.
chain
I didn't even have that. I didn't even think
thing?
I was in that phase of my
Your
life
ugly
yet.
Yeah,
Crocs.
okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
maybe I just was getting into
Yeah.
that phase. Anyway, it doesn't
By
matter.
the way, Fred's email address is Fancy Fred. He is the fanciest member.
Yeah.
Freddie is fancy
Yeah.
and dramatic.
I am a little
So maybe it's just
fancy.
offended.
I've had that email since I was in year 5. So anyway, but
So
yeah,
you're always camp.
exactly. I think it's fucking so stupid, and I think if you as a coach get mad at a student for not wearing a shirt that represents the gym, like you see all these guys like Gracie Baha, no disrespect, but they're all wearing.
Nah, disrespect.
They,
I'm
yeah,
straight up
yeah, all right,
disrespecting him,
fuck
sorry.
disrespect, fuck it. Anyway, yeah, they're all wearing these red fucking shirts like a C. Look, come on, guys, get it together. It's too much.
All right,
You
So
don't-
this is kind of like gym merch, though. It's
Yeah, I think let's put this together. But it's they're two separate things because there's one where you have to buy the gym merch, and the other is where you have to wear it to a comp. You
Yeah.
don't always have to wear it to a comp. but-
honestly, I don't think I ever wear. Even if I've had to, I wouldn't wear the gym
Yeah.
So
t-shirt.
where do we want
comps
to put
'cause
this
I
one
like
then?
Dressing in my own
I'm
clothes.
going for S tier with this.
I think it ties in as well. I think it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Janice,
it's
do you want to be a contrarian and stuff us up, or you're happy with S tier?
I'm happy with this.
Sweet.
okay.
All right. Okay. This
This is not one I've experienced.
you haven't had
I've
to turn around when
never
you tie your belt.
experienced this.
I
never.
can't see the thing, so
Oh.
I don't,
Oh, you can
I'm
see it
waiting
here.
to hear
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I have
Janice-
to lean in
Janice
to
is
see.
blind. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
blind as shit.
yeah, yeah,
Turn around when tying your belt.
yeah.
You've never seen this before.
Never.
What?
I've never
Turn
seen
around
it.
one
Never
time.
experienced. I don't even feel.
I've never
explain it to
experienced
me.
it either, to be
Explain it
honest.
to me so I can give you.
I think I
my-
kind of vaguely know, but
So
I haven't.
where it comes from, right, is that you're unsightly if your gi is open up like that. And so if you are staring at Jigoro
I
Kano
get
or
it, I
Carlos
get it.
Gracie or Helio Gracie, and he sees you through his photo looking so unsightly, it is utmost disrespect, and you must turn your back to Helio, Carlos, or Jigoro Kano, whoever else it is, and tie your belt with your back turned to him so that he does not see your unsightly figure.
It's
Wow.
like,
Is he
okay,
that
so,
insecure?
so it's like men peeing against a wall. You have to do it against a wall.
Yeah, just on the middle of the street.
You can't just do it
You
like
can't just piss in the middle of the road.
Exactly.
You got to turn around.
You have
do
to
it on
go
a
against a
wall.
wall.
Yeah, that's it.
But the wall doesn't.
That's the concept, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's interesting. You know what's so weird? is-
Mario was doing that, by the way, when he first came here.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never experienced that, but if I could go back and watch the classes again, that there's probably so many people doing it. I just don't even
Yeah,
fucking notice
I
it.
didn't really know about this
That's a
either.
crazy one. That's
Yeah,
a crazy
there may have been
one.
people doing it I was just unaware of.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Let's
okay.
let's talk about putting this on the tier list.
I think
straight away.
it's fucking. I want to say C.
C.
Yeah,
I want to
Oh.
say C.
What? With the clap?
Yeah, yeah.
So you would
Maybe it's because I haven't experienced it.
what? So you would want to have to turn around every time you tie your belt and get
Oh,
possibly
yeah,
whipped?
no.
Well,
we can't-
if
yeah, no,
this-
we can't-
If
yeah,
this were a
fuck.
thing, I would say
It is a
like,
thing, it
it's
is a
up
thing.
there.
It is a
Yeah,
thing.
but
I'm
I
gonna
haven't
I'm gonna say
experienced it
B.
either.
I'm gonna say B then.
I would say yeah.
I forgot
A
one.
tier.
Washing your belt. Not washing your belt. I
Let's add
forgot.
that in with this as well.
Yeah.
It's all together. Not washing your belt. You can't wash your
That's
belt. And you got to turn around. with
that
your
one is an S.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
It's fucking disgusting. Man.
Yeah,
Wash
it is
your belt.
disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Like, and
Alright.
it makes zero
If
sense.
we're gonna tie that,
one is actually. I
if we're
forgot
gonna
about
tie
that.
that into this, let's put in A.
Okay, we'll put it in A tier because here's the thing, right? I could go to a gym and I would be part of a gym. This is for me, like S tier is if this does not exist at the gym or if this is enforced, then I will not train anywhere else. Like I will go and train anywhere
If
else.
it was enforced that people shouldn't wash their, if it's enforced that people aren't allowed
Yeah,
to
but I
wash
could-
their
I
belt,
could- I could put up
I
with
would
that.
not go to the
I couldn't
gym.
put up with having to buy all the gym merch, whatever else it is, you know what I mean? And you could secretly wash your belt anyway. You know what I mean? No one's actually going to enforce that. So for me, like something like that has to be A or B tier.
All right. Yeah, let's put it A. I'm happy with A. Fuck it. Lining up in belt order.
I can't read it.
Okay. I think this is.
You
I
know
think
what?
it's stupid, but it has a little. It is, I guess, a little bit. I think again, it falls back to a little bit of the respect thing, and it also just kind of looks, I guess, neat to have everyone in belt order.
So,
but it
so
creates
you agree
a
with segregation, Freddie?
yeah,
100%, I do,
It
actually.
creates a weird hierarchy, a very weird hierarchy when you have this like. I'm not better than these people because they're standing in front of me, and fuck, you know.
Honestly, I think this one in itself is like, just as its own thing, is somewhat harmless.
I think there are some positives of this, and I'll sort of list them. Number one, I think that whenever you're like when you're appealing to like what humans like in their nature, it's goals and achieving goals.
Yeah.
So like whatever you're doing, like completion of goals gives you serotonin. So the whole belt system, like although there's lots of stupid things about it, having that hierarchy, it creates like a goal and a pathway. And you speak to a lot of people, maybe it's not as important to us, but a lot of people I speak to is very important because it's goal setting. And different people have different goals in life, you know, like someone might have a goal to be a world champion, someone's goal might just be to get a blue belt. And so I think that if you get rid of all the other traditions and for the sake of just lining up and creating like that, especially with kids, like you should see how happy kids are.
The kids,
Man,
yeah.
We gave like 3 kids like a stripe on their belt. They hated jiu-jitsu last week. They were begging to come back the next
Oh,
week.
definitely.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, this is like D tier.
Yeah, to me this is
What?
low.
Nah, it's on the it's
To
on the
me-
same level with the
To
clap.
me, this
Come
is
on.
low. I don't think it's whatever, but it's still a thing that I don't think it's necessary.
But are we doing anything that's D tier or any?
I think it's D tier.
We gotta give.
Yeah, let's put.
Yeah.
All right, let's put it in DT. It's
Yeah,
not
because
that
look,
bad.
the next one that we've got on here like might make it this. This is when we can talk about this a little bit more.
Yeah.
So the next one is
Discriminating the
whites.
The whites. The fucking whites.
yes.
Well, I think do white belts even get discriminated in a way? I feel like it's kind of
So I have been to gyms where
Not
the white belts sit, like the white belts all huddle together, and
Oh.
they have that whole like white belts are people too, haha, like mentality, joking
what the
mentality.
fuck?
even the concept of white belts clean the mats after training.
What? That happens?
Yeah. Yeah, in heaps of gyms.
Fuck, dude.
And that's the stupidest thing ever because it's like, well, it's most likely your senior members that are paying the least to even train at the gym. Like, why should they like come in? Like, we all know that like as you spend more and more time in a gym, Freddie, you stop doing like you might like start just coming to class late. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
you become
you're not,
comfortable.
you become so comfortable that you're not really participating as much. And it's like, and then over time, like as you're super comfortable in that environment, things happen. Like your membership starts to drop over time, just invariably. Or there's people that have been on these. I don't know. You can have people that have come in and it's generally like the black belts that might not even be paying a membership.
Yeah,
That are never going to clean the mats, and it's like, well, bro.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
how dare you tell these white belts to clean the mats when they're paying? They're actually paying for your service.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a business, and I feel like it's kind of you're right. It's degrading to them, and it's kind of shitty to treat in general people like in that way, look downing on them.
Like-
Well, let's rank this just before we do this. If you have a look, okay.
Yeah.
We've got roll higher belts, and then we've got discriminating the whites.
Yeah.
So they almost like fall into two categories, but let's try and rank discriminating the whites first.
Fuck. I want to say A.
Yeah, I would sort of agree. That's A tier. What are you thinking?
A for discriminating the whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think A.
Yeah, A.
All right, let's go with A.
Maybe B.
Let's go with A.
A or B?
Can't roll higher belts. This is honestly one that I have a personal fucking hate for. This one has affected me personally.
Why?
Well, I'm not going to get into the full details of the story, but I was at a gym previously, right? And I
Gracie
went...
Barhap. No, not Gracie Humata Parramatta.
It wasn't that. It was not Parramatta, by the way.
Gracie Humata, all right.
It was a Gracie Humata, but it wasn't Parramatta. I went to the gym, and I had asked. It was actually my first time at that gym. I was visiting on a Friday, and I had asked the coach to do a round because I saw there was no one, and he had just done a round previously, and he stopped the class and pointed at me and was like, "Guys, do you see this? This is a guy that doesn't have any respect. This is a guy that doesn't know proper ethics." And he's like, "Don't ever ask a higher belt to roll." And I was like, wow, that was honestly one of the few moments in jiu-jitsu I felt like I wanted to fucking quit. Like, I hated it. That was, to me, like, the worst thing. And in general, I just think it's a fucking stupid thing. Why wouldn't I be able to ask a higher belt to roll, to challenge myself? If you're a fucking higher belt, you should be able to defend your fucking belt with fucking honor. I'm straight saying fucking S tier.
I'm S tier this as well. S-tier?
Fuck this fucking thing.
S tier for this.
Dumbest fucking
I'm going to put
thing.
this up there just as I say that. The thing that I think that like counters this is that anybody should be able to ask anybody for a role, and anybody should be able to say no.
I 100%
Anyone
agree.
should be able to say no. Yeah, that's fine. You
no.
can say no. Next, no leg locks to a brown belt. Another fucking stupid one.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
We don't even need to go into this deeply. Let's just should we
it's-
just rate it like straight away? Because what do we even need to talk about?
It's so
ridiculous.
fucking
It's
stupid.
so dumb.
You're limiting technique.
Learn leg blocks from white belt.
And if you actually look at white belt tournaments and comps, the number one submission you see is fucking ankle locks. People just getting ripped ankle
Well,
locks
the
on and
thing
tapping.
is,
So no leg locks to a brown.
Come
Fuck
on.
S tier shit.
Okay,
S
alright.
tier. S
See-
tier. Dude, it's fucking shit.
Ah, bro.
Dude, if you can't
It's
defend
shit.
an ankle lock,
It's
you're
shit,
fucked.
but we're talking about S tier.
All right, A.
S
You're
tier-
right, because
S tier
it's
is
not
like-
demeaning to a
It's
human
not
being.
demeaning,
Yeah.
right? It's like
You're just limiting
it
your
it's
technique.
dumb, right? But I could still train at a gym that doesn't allow that to happen.
Oh,
and I did do that. I trained at a gym that was doing that, and yeah, it was shit, but it was not as shit as a lot of the other things at the gym.
You're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Alright.
Like, I can't give
I
that.
mean,
an
I'm
S
gonna-
I
I'm gonna
train
go
at
A then.
gyms that are like that, and I just do it anyway.
I'm gonna go A.
So I do it until they put up with me.
I'm gonna go A.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
not
A.
as brave as you, Janice.
Maybe it's.
I
yeah.
know you've already admitted to being a coward.
I'm
Calvin.
gonna go A. Okay.
But it takes a brave man to admit that he's a coward.
That's true, I guess.
Ask. All right.
And it
Next.
takes a brave man to call another man a coward.
The next one, asking to go to the toilet. I mean, fuck me. This is ridiculous.
Mario asked me to go to the toilet.
Oh, right.
And half when he got
Did you
here.
say
Half.
no?
What?
Half.
Did
Yeah,
you?
half.
Half
I
from
just-
Atos.
Yeah.
Are you fucking
Yeah, half,
serious?
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking talk to him about that later.
I just find it so funny
If
that
somebody
a
asked that, I
grown
would say
man will put up his
absolutely
hand
not.
and wait
Dude,
to
I've
be
actually-
answered and say, "Can I please go to the toilet?"
I've actually gotten in trouble for asking to go to the toilet once. I got in trouble once because I walked onto the mat and joined the class. I was 5 minutes late. I joined the class without asking the professor.
I saw the head coach watch me go to the bathroom. I was like, I'm sure there's nothing wrong. Like, I honestly didn't, like, I would respect the gym because I'm going there as a guest kind of thing. Whatever. I'll play by the rules. But, like, I honestly didn't think anything of it. Then after I came back to the mats, the coach stops the whole class and gave everyone a lecture about not going to the toilet without permission. And I was like, oh, my God, like, honestly, really, like the times that I thought, oh, it'll be okay.
I think it's a
Because we're
dumb one.
adults
It's
here.
a
Like,
dumb
I'm
I
not
think it's
doing anything
extremely
anyway.
dumb.
Like, I'm
extremely
sitting there
dumb.
doing nothing. Why can't I go to the
Where
bathroom?
where do you want to put it, Kel?
I wouldn't say it's S tier.
Yeah, it's edging it though. I'm gonna go A.
Yeah, and the reason why I would say that it's not S tier is that, like,
It's
there
just,
are cases where it could maybe make sense. Like if you're like, let's say doing a Shark Tank, and there's like groups of like 3 or 4 people, and like you literally going to the toilet, it's gonna like affect like that
maybe,
group.
but
like
you might be desperate. I feel like
Yeah.
not people
but it's
probably
not-
won't go
yeah.
at those times. Like,
Well, okay, you know what the issue is? It's the asking. You're an adult.
it's the asking.
and
yeah.
it should be
if
like
you need to use the bathroom.
Yeah, and you like you can just say, look, I just need to go to the toilet.
Yeah, you
know what I
don't
mean?
need to explain
You
You're
don't
yourself.
not
even need to
explaining
fucking
yourself.
ask.
Yeah.
Just go to the What the fuck are we
No,
talking about?
but there's a time. I can
Yeah,
tell you
it's
why.
the permission. Yeah.
It's the permission that's the issue. I think it's stupid having to ask, but I would say that it's like A or B tier.
All right, let's go A. I'm gonna say A.
A? Fuck, I would have said B, but what are you gonna go A, Janice? Because I'll do what you get to choose now.
Dude, it's dumb. What the
But
fuck?
you've gone A, I've gone B.
Dude,
Janice
how
can
the
choose.
fuck can we put it
No,
with us?
honestly-
Alright, good point. Alright, good
Honestly,
point.
I would say A.
A, we can't put it with fucking
You're right.
us.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Yeah, well, you are normally wrong. Anyway, going on to the last one. Warm-ups.
Whoa.
Fucking
whoa,
dumb.
whoa.
Fucking dumb. I don't feel like the issue is actually the warm-ups. I feel
can't
like
agree with you.
the issue is the
Format.
format.
Yeah, exactly.
And the jiu-jitsu
So it's not an
warm-ups.
actual warm up that has a real purpose.
Yeah.
It's just a format that takes up time. And from what I see, it's usually so that people don't have to teach as much.
Yeah. If you look at wrestling, for example, I feel like they have warm-ups that kind of make sense for the sport. Like it's a
I
lot
don't
of
even know if they make complete sense. To be honest.
I do, man. I think it's almost gymnastic style
Yeah,
kind
but
of
can I tell you
movements
what
that
my issue with it
yeah.
is the structure. So what I think should happen is you should even in wrestling, and this is the issue I have with wrestling. You do a half an hour warm up, then you do 15 to 20 minutes of technique, then you wrestle. So you get warm, sweaty in winter, then you're freezing cold, like doing this technique, and then you wrestle. So even in wrestling, I have an issue with the way in which it's formatted. The way that I see it is you should be doing the technique at the start of the session. If you need to be warm to wrestle or do rounds, let's say it's really cold, then that should be after technique before you do rounds.
Yeah, yeah. Or take the first
Yeah.
round light or something. Like, communicate with your
And
partner.
also, just anecdotally, you know what our warm-up was in judo before we did
yeah,
rounds?
I was going to ask you that. Yeah, what is it?
No, it wasn't like fighting on the ground. So jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu was the warm-up because they're like, oh, this is like low impact on the body. All right? So we're going to warm up. We're just going to do like a couple
I
of
thought
like
you would
ground
warm up
rounds.
with throws, like just
Jiu-jitsu
some
is
basic
low
throws or
impact.
something.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is low impact. Like
Jiu-jitsu
that's
is
the
low
thing. And you
impact.
can just have a light
Especially technique.
round if you want to. And the fact that we were using jiu-jitsu to warm up for judo is like,
Yeah.
to me, it's like, whenever we did like jiu-jitsu as a warm-up, I was like, yes, this is so much easier than an actual warm-up and gets you actually warm.
Yeah. All right, good point. Where do we want to put this one for warm-ups?
Bruv.
It's the last one.
It's A tier, man.
It's A tier. You
Hey,
hate
yeah.
it. I'm gonna say
Nowadays,
B.
if I have to
B.
go to a gym where they do a warm up, I'm
I
like,
will not go back.
I don't want to go back.
I will go there. I will do whatever I can to stand in the middle.
if
of
they
the mats.
if they tell you to bow, are you going back?
Yeah.
I'd rather bow than do that
I would
stupid
bow.
warm up.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. All right. Yeah. Let's put
The
it
warm
A.
up just is so dumb. It's
Yeah.
dumb.
It is
Usually it just
fucking
means that the
dumb.
person doesn't want to actually teach the class. They're trying to take up as much time as possible doing these pointless movements.
If
Lines
Janice
over.
had her way, everything would be an S tier. That's how much you hate traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair enough.
Okay.
All right, that's it. All right, thank you guys for coming in. This was
that all?
good. This is it.
That's
Is that
everything.
all? We've been here for a fucking hour.
Janice is just having so much fun.
yeah,
Yeah. The whole of
yeah,
jiu-jitsu. Time's
yeah.
like,
I just love
Yeah.
talking to you guys. It's just so nice.
Yeah.
But the lighting's so good also.
Yeah.
guys, we are most likely wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
our combined IQ is probably below 100.
Yeah.
If you think we're wrong, tell us. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
And we've definitely missed out stupid traditions. So let us know traditions that we've missed out in the comments.
Yeah.
And we will revisit this in a year's time.
I feel like everyone loves traditions. That's why they exist.
We will.